McCarney, far corner three. Off the back left iron. Great effort there by Blanc on the rebound, looking baseline, now up to the top of the key, right wing, Emmy Plage fakes the three. Now McCarney back to Plage on the right, box, and it's up and in.
That was a beautiful possession of basketball, starting with Julia Blank, cleaning up the offensive board, swinging it around, the ball movement gets the easy layup.
Skidmore by 6, 20-14, 7:55 to go in quarter number 2. Ball is swung over left wing to Kara Volpe now. Trying to go over top, Albertelli down low, and she goes up for the layup. It's a little too weak, and it's Blanc and the 2-on-2. She will reset the Skidmore offense and pass to the point guard in McCarney. She's going to dribble out some time. Straight away it's Blanc. Driving against Smith on the right box. Passes out right wing. Left drive. Now it's Madison Meyer. Tipped away. Picked up by Emmy Plage. Right NCAA logo. Back at the right elbow. Shot clock to 2. Straight away McCarney off the front rim. And she gets the rebound, or rather the rebound credited to Kathy Davidson. They get a reset. 7:05 in quarter number 2. McCarney taking her time straight away. They're going to call Emily Dorn with too much contact.
On tight here to start this game off. I like it as a championship atmosphere. It forces you to play like real on-ball defense. I like that. That'll give her 2.
Ithaca still looking for their first points in the second quarter as it is passed out by Keith McCarney near the Ithaca bench on the left side. She has it now straight away, handoff to Plage. Plage drives on Smith. Now another handoff to Meyer. She goes straight down through the pipes and in with the floater. Down low, trying to go off the fast break. Hannah Pulce a little too high for Albertelli, out of bounds. Another costly turnover for IC.
Yeah, it seems like the Bombers are pressing here, missing layups, allowing offensive rebounds, early turnovers, and the shot clock. This is not something that we're accustomed to seeing from after what we saw, maybe the most dominant Bomber win we've seen in our time on campus.
Not accustomed to seeing, indeed. Ithaca's been scoreless for the last 3.5 minutes. Again, they haven't scored in the second quarter. Meyer, straight away, off of the screen from Chambers, behind the back, still at the left elbow. Plage blocked by Albertelli, tried a left wing 3. Pulce left to right. Pass down low to Yorio, once more, too strong, out of bounds.
Yeah, just a little too extended for Yorio. Right idea, right lane, right pass decision, just bad execution.
6:06 to go in the first half in the Liberty League Championship. Skidmore leads Ithaca 22-14. They are up to their largest lead of 8. Meyer, left perimeter. Loses the ball going up for the layup. Yorio picks it down low. It's Albertelli trying to pass. It's tipped away and now back in the hands of Sarah Chambers, who gives it to the point guard McCarney. 5:42 now in quarter number 2. Handoff right wing Plage, off the Chambers screen. Straight away now, back on the right. Right wing, it's McCarney. Pass up top, that's to Davidson. Davidson drives on Kara Volpe with 10 on the shot clock. Too strong on the layup. Annabella Yorio from left to right. Yorio crosses back to the left. Scoop layup and in.
How about the versatility from your 5 off the bench? The crossover at half court, coast to coast. Are you kidding?
22-16 now in favor of the Thoroughbreds, with Cam Coffey scheduled to come in as she sits at the scorer's table for IC. Right wing Davidson. Further down the wing for McCarney, guarded by Annabella Yorio all the way out there on the far side. Chambers sets the screen. McCarney drives with the layup, and it's going the other way. Hannah Pulce got her feet set once again.
That's the second possession in a row. We see Hannah Pulce putting her body on the line. Didn't get the call the first time. Second time, couldn't deny it.
Amelia Madola also checks back in. We are now heading to a media timeout, and Ithaca again right now trails by 6. They're looking to come back from behind, and for more on that, we go down to the third member of our crew in Cam Manna. Cam?
Max, thank you. Talking about the Bombers being down in games, this is something that they've been accustomed to and used to in big games like this. You look at the last year's Liberty League Championship game, the Bombers were down 28-25 against St. Lawrence at the halftime break. Against Skidmore, the last time these two teams played, Bombers down by 4 going into the fourth quarter. So this has happened before, but Coach Dan Raymond, a lot of frustration here on the bench, telling his team, we gotta want it more. The intensity on the rebounding, have to have some more want on that side of the floor, and some costly turnovers. Not been too happy on his bench right now, but a timeout could be helpful for the Bombers right here.
Thank you, Cam. I don't remember the last time that I was called Max. I think that might have been the first, but now we go with 4:56 in the second quarter. Skidmore leads Ithaca in the Liberty League Women's Basketball Championship by a score of 22-16. Cameron Coffey checks in. Will be her, Zoraida Isabel Seta, Lindsay Albertelli, Annabella Iorio, and Cara Volpe. Those will be the 5 for IC. Will be from left to right, Cara Volpe. Now back to Zoraida Isabel Seta. Right elbow Albertelli. Guarded all the way out there. Hands off to Volpe, who drives and puts up a layup. Iorio with the rebound. She goes for a second chance attempt. Tipped by Davidson. Whistle blows. Skidmore possession.
Now answer me this, Kyle. If one person is holding the ball and steps on the end line, how do they retain possession?
Beats me, but we still got basketball to call here with 4:28 to go in the first half. The Liberty League Women's Basketball Championship.
Interesting.
Davidson passes further down the left wing in the perimeter to Emmy Plage, guarded out there by Annabella Iorio. Straight away now, it's Amelia Madola using a Plage screen, but driving on Coffey. Shot clock at 2. 3-ball put up off the back left iron. That one was from Madison Meyer. Rebound Ithaca left to right. Zoraida Isabel Seta. 4 minutes left in the first half. Now right wing, it's Cara Volpe. Cross-court pass. Isabel Seta now on the left wing perimeter. Using the Albertelli screen at the top of the key. Pass right wing. And it was a push from Sarah Chambers trying to move Annabella Iorio off her balance. She gets called for the foul.
Yep, got beat off the dribble by Iorio. Iorio just putting her head down and going at this point in the game, and they need her to do so, as somebody's got to get the scoring going and draws the foul, the easy foul call with the body.
Zoraida Isabel Seta passes out to Cara Volpe. It is tipped and stolen by Emmy Plage. Skidmore now from right to left. Amelia Madola passes the Ithaca logo at midcourt. Crossover on the left elbow. 15-footer off the back iron. Isabel Seta now from left to right. Cross-court pass to Volpe. Layup underneath. Ithaca trails by 4, 22-18. 3:22 to go in the second quarter. Plage driving on Isabel Seta. Right block layup. Little too strong. Whistle blows. It will stay in possession of the Thoroughbreds.
They get Albertelli for that foul call on the box out.
Was Albertelli. It's her first foul. She comes out of the game, and it's Hannah Polche who comes back in. Gonna get some sweeping here, right near the baseline on the left side. 3:14 to go in the first half. The Liberty League Women's Basketball Championship. Skidmore leads Ithaca 22-18. Skidmore, the 2 seed. Ithaca hosting at Ben Light Gymnasium as the 1. Underneath, Skidmore looking to pass out. It is Madola, and gets called for a 5-second.
Wow, a quick 5 call, a quick trigger on the foul call on the other end. I gave the referees a compliment already, and now here we are.
Championship basketball. Whistles have to be blown in some cases, and already been doing so. Napolche, right wing extended. Looking for Isabel Seta, has to pass to Coffey near the left wing. She drives with her left, loses possession on the left block. Passes out on the far corner to Cara Volpe, who goes baseline. With 6 on the shot clock, the pass and miss by Isabel Seta. She gets it after a tip. Cross-court wing, Cameron Coffey rims in and out. There's a foul underneath. It will go the other way. Iorio a little too handsy with a push.
Yeah, Madison Meyer got absolutely thrown around that possession, and 2 or 3 times she ended up in the middle of the paint. Iorio was just going in for a hard rebound. I thought after getting it up from the ground, Meyer went back down and sold the foul call.
Andy Levitz checks in again, a 3-ball threat for the Thoroughbreds. They move from right to left, 2:36 to go in the second quarter. Amelia Madola right wing against Ika Balsetta. Pass out to Davidson. Now it is Hastings working the perimeter. Behind the arc, pass down low to Blanc. Free throw line, left wing Chambers. Chambers drives, goes down low on the right. Block. Block foul called. Cameron Coffey gets called for the foul. The Ithaca fans not too happy. Matty Hastings goes to the charity stripe.
Yeah, I don't even have to say anything about that one. Just let Ben Light take it for you. Unhappy with the foul call. It takes away a great defensive play on a recovery by Cameron Coffey.
Hastings will take her 5th and 6th free throw. She makes her 3rd out of 5 attempts and puts Skidmore ahead now by 5 points, 23-18. Second attempt. And that one falls in. They're up by 6. Thoroughbreds leading the Bombers 24-18. 2:15 to go in the first half. The Liberty League Women's Basketball Championship. Ika Balsetta, right wing now to Cara Volpe. Free throw line, Yorio. Moves back straight away, top of the key, trying to drive on Julia Blanc. Spins back to the left, scoops one up. It rims out. It's Cara Volpe after the tip. Rims out once more. Underneath, whistle called. Will go against Andy Levitz of the Thoroughbreds.
Foul's called on Skidmore's number 32 and 11's number 2nd personal foul.
Lindsay Albertelli and Emily Dorn come in for Cara Volpe and Annabella Yorio. Anna Polce will pass the basketball out underneath. 1:56 to go in the first half of the Liberty League Women's Basketball Championship between Ithaca and Skidmore. Ithaca trails by 6, right wing Cam Coffey after the pass from Polce. Driving with the left, picked up at the free throw line. Now further down the left wing to Ika Balsetta, off of the screen, lost possession, Julia Blanc. She picks it up, they wanted the foul.
Oh my goodness. They let him play through that one, but there is contact galore in this one.
Cassie Davidson goes up for the layup, gets called for the foul. Some more free throws.
Foul's called on Ithaca's number 24, Lindsay Albertelli. That's her 3rd personal
And Lindsay Albertelli gets called for that.
foul. And Skidmore number 10, Ithaca Porter.
She has 3 fouls. Again, she scored 21 points the last time these two teams played. It's a big loss for IC where they've shot under 30% from the field. Davidson at the free throw line, makes her first attempt. Skidmore now leads by 7, 25-18. Another one sunk from the charity stripe. 26-18 in favor of the Thoroughbreds. Natalie Smith bringing the ball up for IC. Ika Balsetta out on the left wing in the perimeter. Top of the key, Polce. Working and looking for the offense. Gets tipped away and stolen from right to left. That one there by Becca Horger. Reset by Medola. Looking to hand off to Horger. She gets the pass. She will drive and go up for the layup. However, no one's down low there for Ithaca to get it. Whistle called. The basketball has been going so fast at this point. It'll be more 3 points for the opportunities for those 3 points, rather at the charity stripe. The Ben Light crowd seems to have not become a factor with the charity stripes as of now for the Thoroughbreds. They lead 27-18 and make it 28-18 after the second one from Becca Horger. Ithaca trails by 10, a minute left in the first half of the Liberty League Women's Basketball Championship. Right wing, Hannah Polce after the pass from Natalie Smith. Coffey looked down low on the right block, but it was Polce who took some pause. Left wing 3 ball, Natalie Smith, swish.
There she is, the dimer, and the scoring output needs to be picked up by somebody. That's certainly a good option.
And she's needed to get back in the scoring column after having a few rough games of shooting. 30 seconds left to go in the first half. Tipped by Dorn, pass from Hastings is picked back up for Skidmore. They will reset with Medola. Shot clock down to 8, drive on Ika Balsetta. Trying to go down low, it's Cameron Coffey who picks it off. Left to right, the Bombers go. 12 seconds left. Hannah Polche at the A in the Ithaca logo at midcourt. Now 8 on the clock. Ika Balsetta. 5. Off the orange screen, drives right. For the layup, up too strong. No foul called, and that is how the first half will come to a close. Skidmore leads Ithaca College 28-21 in the Liberty League Women's Basketball Championship. And we've talked about physicality. We've talked about Skidmore needing to bring their own energy, Max. They seem to do that so far through 20 minutes.
Yeah, if you're a good enough team, you don't need to get up for these kind of games. You wake up ready, and that seems like what the Thoroughbreds have been doing this afternoon. A physical game led by Julia Blank inside. The scoring from Madola, from Davidson, all have been a contributing factor. And just looking at the paint every single time down the floor on both ends, bodies are banging, shots are flying, elbows are flying, and it's championship basketball on Championship Sunday. I love it.
Couldn't have said it better myself. You look at the second quarter, and Skidmore was held 2 of 11 from the field, but they have an even larger lead than they did after 10 minutes.
Yeah, and that's just due to the fact that the Bombers offensively can't get anything to go. I mean, the Ben Light Gymnasium has not been kind to Bomber shooters this weekend. We saw how much the men struggled on Friday night from the field. Only 17 points in the first half, 44 in the game from a team that averages 80. And today, Bombers are looking more of the same. I mean, this is a team that averages 66. We're looking at 21 at the end of the first half, and just 10 points in that second quarter. So, not a Bomber team that we're accustomed to seeing. Emily Dorn's 0 for 6. We're not accustomed to seeing that. Lindsay Abertelli is in foul trouble. Natalie Smith just got her first bucket to close the first half. There's a lot of pieces that the Bombers need to awaken in the second half.
There have been 3 Bombers that have scored 4 points each. But there hasn't been a single Ithaca Bomber that has made more than 2 field goals. You look on the other end, it's Emmy Plage and Kate McCarney, both with 7 for the Thoroughbreds. You also have 2 more with 4 points in Blanc and Hastings. Make it another 3 with 2 in Horger, Davidson, and Madison Meyer. Again, we're going to potentially have Cam Manna down on the sidelines with Ithaca head coach Dan Raymond, as he is really having a huddle with his coaching staff alongside Jordan Beers, Mary Mazzella, and former Ithaca men's basketball head coach Jim Mullins. Again, the score after 20 minutes, 28-21. Skidmore, the number 2 seed, over the hosting number 1 seed Ithaca in the Liberty League Women's Basketball Championship. And again, for Ithaca, they're looking for their 4th straight title. Looking for Skidmore on the other end. They haven't been here since 2018, but they are trying to show that they are just as capable of getting that automatic bid to the NCAA tournament.
Yeah, and I mean, this is really their last chance to dance here this afternoon. I mean, a win against a top 11-12 team in all of D3 basketball, a championship bid to go straight to the tournament. I mean, talk about firing at all cylinders and having momentum going into postseason play, but if they don't win this game, an at-large bid, probably unlikely. So this is a game that the Thoroughbreds absolutely need to have, and they've shown that they need it to start this ball game.
And again, they came into this game after an 11-point win over Vassar College, who is the team that Ithaca lost to in the final game of the regular season. So they're able to capably handle a Brewers team. They now try to face and get their first win against Ithaca all season long. It looks we're going to be going down to Cameron Nana here on the sideline.
Down on the floor with head coach Dan Raymond. Coach, what have you seen so far from Skidmore that's given you guys some trouble?
They're very physical, and they're getting away with their physicality. And, you know, they're tough. We knew that, so that we get in front of them.
And what's the message to your team right now at the halftime break?
Just breathe. You know, and the thing is, we're getting great shot opportunities on the offensive end and just not finishing.
Appreciate the time, Coach. Guys.
Thank you so much, Cam. And you're now going to go to the halftime show with Justin Antonucci and Connor Smith. Stay right here for Ithaca Women's Basketball coverage on 92 WICB and the Bomber Radio Network.
My simple solution to the problem was remove people from the scene and help them feel safer.
In response to attacks against Asian Americans,
So I got anyone?
raised over $250,000 to donate cab rides to the Asian community.
There is so much more work to be done. We really need to come together and tackle this issue as a community.
Support the Asian community. Learn how at lovehasnolabels.com. Brought to you by Love Has No Labels and the Ad Council.
Start your weekend early and end it late. Let's go! Weekend Rhythms is innovating your weekends, taking over your nights from Thursday into Monday morning. Featuring rap, hip-hop, and R&B's fresh tracks. Plus,
Yeah, we got you.
artists. Weekend Rhythms on 91.7 FM.
I'm 54, so it's too late to start saving for retirement, right?
Not right. Starting to save, even in your 50s, can really make a difference.
Right now, saving seems hard to wrap my head around.
AARP makes it easy. Go to aceyourretirement.org and chat with Avo, the friendly digital retirement coach. It's free and only takes 3 minutes.
I like 3 minutes.
Answer some questions and get personalized tips to help boost your retirement savings.
Thanks.
Just head to aceyourretirement.org. That's aceyourretirement.org. A message from AARP and the Ad Council.
Hello and welcome everybody to the WICB halftime show for today's Liberty League Championship game between Skidmore and your Ithaca Bombers. I'm Justin Antucci alongside Connor Smith and Connor. Not the half Ithaca was looking for. Down 7, 28-21 to Skidmore early. It's kind of been two teams playing exactly opposite. Ithaca really only trying to focus on going in the paint, while Skidmore shooting a lot of threes, a lot more jump shots. What have you seen so far in this half?
Well, so far, it has not been really good so far from Ithaca. They haven't been able to get the ball in the paint and score. They've been trying. They've been forcing it. It's led to a lot of turnovers. But right now, Skidmore is just controlling this game. They get the shots they want. They're playing tough, gritty defense. And they're forcing Ithaca to make turnovers, and that's what's making them have the lead right now.
Yeah, a very physical game, to say the least. A lot of fouls in that first quarter, and even in the second. And you mentioned pace of play, so important. You always want to be the one controlling pace of play, and it looks like Skidmore, Ithaca, a few turnovers just from the fast break, not being able to, pass the ball properly, a lot of mishaps. And I think a problem for them as well is their starters, no real production, whether that be Dorn, Smith, Polche, turnovers, not a lot of points, especially Dorn in the paint. What have you seen with them trying to go to the ball to her in the paint and the struggle that they've had?
Yeah, at the beginning of the game, they were trying to force Emily Dorn the ball in the paint. She started off 0 for 5, unusual for her. She's usually a very efficient shooter, shooting about 53% from the field. But it's really unusual to see her missing these layups, as we've seen. But they have been doubling Emily Dorn and other Ithaca players in the paint, as we've seen.
Emily Dorn 0 for 6. I mean, it's not what you want to look for. The women's team, like I say, they don't have a quote-unquote best player, but she is statistically their best player. And in a championship game like this, Ben Light, gymnasium, student section, making that noise, it's not something you want to see from your best player. But they have been able to just stay in this game. I mean, Skidmore had a chance to go up 13-11 at one point, but Ithaca ended up cutting that lead down 7 now, and that's because of the bench production. Annabelle Yorio played such a crucial part in Friday's game against RPI, and then Zoraida Iqbalseta as well, coming off the bench, just young, but assists, kind of handling that ball when Dorn was out. What have you seen from the bench from Ithaca?
Yeah, the benches definitely came in and been ready to play. As you said, Annabelle Yorio, Zoraida Iqbalseta, two huge pieces coming off the bench. They've been putting in quality minutes, forcing turnovers. Majority of them, those two specifically, it's been majority all good from them. The starters, Ithaca's only scored 21 points in the first half.
It is definitely shown, and let's talk about Skidmore real quick. Up 28-21, shooting 34% from the field, but 83% from the free throw line. That is 10 for 12. You see the free throws and the difference in the score. They've shot 5 more. They've made 6 more. It's a 7-point game. Is this the fact that they're just outworking Ithaca in the paint, or is the fact that Ithaca just has to be more composed in the paint and not try to take so many fouls?
Well, this game has been very physical, as we've said earlier. 12 free throws from Skidmore in the first half is a lot. It doesn't seem like that much, but when you can go there and make 83% or 10 of them, that's 10 free points. They're called free throws for a reason. 10 free points right there.
Stealing one of my lines, something I like to say a lot.
And Ithaca's poor shooting
has not helped it. I mean, Ithaca's shooting 28% from the field, and they've only taken 3 threes, making one of them.
Not ideal, and that one came with just a minute left in the second quarter. Really have only been looking down low. Last game against RPI on Friday, the fans were so important. I mean, is RPI as good as Skidmore? No, but they were still the 4th seed in the Liberty League. The fans were able to rattle them. Skidmore seems absolutely unfazed by the noise, especially at the free throw line, even on offense. Is it just, is it the matter of the fact that you think there's quote-unquote more locked in, or is it just, is it something that just is out of control at this point and just going to be able to play better basketball going forward?
Well, the fans here in Ben Light have been absolutely amazing today. The energy in this building has been off the charts, both from Skidmore fans and Ithaca fans. In the second half, Skidmore will be coming towards the Ithaca fan section. We'll see if the fans can kind of get into the heads of the players. But right now, they are locked in.
Yeah. One last thing before I want one more question about you going forward, but we look back to Friday. Skidmore plays a close game with Vassar. Ithaca blows out RPI. Skidmore with a more fast start. Do you think that has anything to do with the fact that Ithaca really didn't play their starters at all in the fourth quarter, whereas Skidmore was playing till the very end?
Yeah, it was supposed to be to give Ithaca starters rest, but this rest has turned into slow play at the beginning of this game. Ithaca looked cold. They've been cold the entire game so far. Haven't really gotten shots to fall. Haven't been consistent. Skidmore came out the game firing, took an early 5-0 lead, and they just kept it rolling from there. I mean, they had their struggles shooting, definitely, but they just look more prepared for this game.
Yeah, Ithaca, just I feel like they're a little too antsy. They're only trying to go to the paint, and the few jump shots they've gotten have been open looks. They've had a lot of in and outs though, lot of shots that have cranked in and out. One last question. How does Ithaca win this game? What do they have to do better in the second half that they did not do well in the first?
Well, they need to take care of the ball. 11 turnovers. We were looking at the stats before the game. Ithaca, as a team, averages 13 and a half. They have 11 in the first, and that's not going to win you games. We saw it last game against RPI. Even though they won by almost 40, they turned the ball over 22 times. That's not going to win you basketball games most of the time. Obviously, last game they won. But Ithaca needs to take care of the ball.
Turnovers definitely can tell a story in a game. That is unfortunately all the time we have for the halftime show, but stay tuned. Max Adams, Kyle DeSantis back on the call for the second half. We'll be right back.
Adopt US Kids presents What to Expect When You're Expecting a Teenager. Learning the lingo.
GOAT, G-O-A-T, acronym, stands for Greatest of All Time, as in spaghetti sandwiches for dinner? They're my fave. Dad, you're the GOAT.
You don't have to speak teen to be a perfect parent. Thousands of teens in foster care would love you just the same. Visit adoptuskids.org. Brought to you by the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services, Adopt U.S. Kids, and the Ad Council.
Tune in for the newest rap, hip-hop, and R&B tracks added to the station. Weekend Rhythms New and Local features new releases and music from independent and local artists. Friday nights at 8, 91.7 FM.
2020.
This is Emily Dorn, and you're listening to Ithaca College Basketball on 91.7 FM WICB Ithaca.
You are listening to Ithaca College Bombers Basketball here on 91.7 FM WICB Ithaca and the Bombers Radio Network.
And we return on this championship Sunday here on the South Hill in Ben Light Gymnasium, where the Ithaca Bombers are facing the Skidmore Thoroughbreds for a chance at the Liberty League title. A score of 21-28 in favor of the Thoroughbreds is the score that we have right now, with a minute 30 left to go in this halftime break of action. And before we get back to the action, we have something else from our third member of our broadcast team, Cam Manna. Cam?
Well, guys, this is it. Yep, the final 20 minutes of basketball here from Ben Light could be on this season. Talking to head coach Jessie Turner of Skidmore, telling her team that they have to communicate a lot better, especially when attacking the Bombers on the defensive end, have to talk a lot more. Head coach Stan Raymond on the other bench saying his team just has to play a lot tougher right now, but understand they've been down before. I talked about it. St. Lawrence last season, they were down at the half. Understand these moments and understand the time on the clock. Just trying to play their brand of basketball for the final 20. Guys?
Yeah, their brand of basketball is what they're going to need to do in order to capture a fourth straight conference title. And no real standouts in this game yet. A gritty, physical game, a championship-like atmosphere. But Kyle, I want to ask you, on both sides, what player are you looking at?
Emily Dorn, she's 0 for 6 from the field right now. She has 4 points. They've all come from the charity stripe. Looking on the other end, there's so many different options you have for Skidmore because there isn't one specific player that could... There isn't one specific player, rather, like again for Ithaca, where you have a Dorn who could score 11 a game. Anyone could go off. You could look at someone like Levitz. You could look at McCarney, who is 7 right now. Plage as well. I'm going to go with her just because she's had some very good luck, especially from the field, 3 for 5 in her attempts.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to follow who steps up in this second half. But this second half, if it's anything like this last matchup that we called just a few weeks ago, buckle up at home as we just get ready for the second half of basketball. Natalie Smith will run the ball down the court to Volpe. Inside the left wing 3, kicks it inside. Good look for Dorn, can't get it to go. And all her misses, there are 7 misses, mostly around the rim. I think only 1 mid-range shot for Dorn to this point as opposed to 6 layups. As Skidmore will look to get on the board for the first time this second half. As Madola has it left wing, guarded by Volpe, tries to kick it in to Plage, who did not have position, off of Volpe. Thoroughbreds will retain possession.
Yeah, and you talk about Emily Dorn. Those are the looks that she gets every game, and she's been able to pull through. Again, so far, around 6 tries, she's tried that, and it's been 6 times where the ball's rimmed out.
That it has, as Madola will look to get her first points in the second half, and just the game's first points in the second half, has nothing doing. Now, Plage to Blank. Kick out, errant pass, but luckily Cassidy Davidson was there to save the day. And inside, we're going to get a shot clock violation.
That's great defense down low. You had a Thoroughbred going baseline. Tried to find Emmy Plage for the layup. The ball was tipped. Not enough time to go up for the layup. Ithaca ball.
Yeah, a stagnant first offensive possession for the Thoroughbreds. And Nat Smith will bring it across the timeline to Kara Volpe. Right wing extended. Polche top of the key. Some action on the inside. Gets it right hand inside layup by Volpe is no good. And a rebound by Plage.
Again, those are the looks that Ithaca's had all season. Those are the looks that haven't been falling today.
As Mendola will have Smith one-on-one. Triple handoff. That's Horger. Left wing guarded by Smith. To Plage, guarded by Dorn. Crossover, nothing doing. Good perimeter defense to start the second half for the Bombers. As, not good enough. It was good enough as she blew the bunny. Great moves on the inside was Davidson, but unable to finish. Natalie Smith looking to run. Nothing doing, she will kick it back out. Reset the offense to Albertelli. Swings it around the top of the key to Polche, guarded by Davidson. Back to Albertelli. Has Dorn, doesn't see her. Kicks it back out to Natalie Smith. To Dorn on the baseline. Cross-court pass to Volpe. Shot clock winding down to 5. And can't make the layup as Volpe. Offensive rebound by Dorn. Has it inside, trying to get it going. Still can't get it going around the rim as Dorn. And the rebound by Blank. Mendola left wing extended. Between the legs, crossover. Inside on Kara Volpe, nothing doing. But finds Blank wide open. Johnny on the spot. Or Jenny on the spot, if you will. And the Thoroughbreds, rather, have the first points of the second half. Volpe top of the key to Polche, left wing. Looking for something. Not a lot of motion going around this offensive possession for the Bombers. Taking it slow as Albertelli, top of the key, looks to make something happen as shot clock winds down to 6. The step through is blocked by Plage, but she stepped on the end line with 4 seconds left to go on the shot clock.
And when you're driving to the basket, and especially that's how Ithaca plays, you can't just bobble the ball like Albertelli did right there. It's not what you need. You got to go up strong, and when you bobble the ball, you can't get your best effort in.
This is where the Bombers have converted the most today on inbound plays underneath their own basket as Natalie Smith, with the shot clock winding down, that's Dorn rather, and she's going to be blocked by Blanc, and a shot clock violation for the Bombers now.
And again on defense, Skidmore has been doing their best to let Ithaca use as much time, and rather make them use as much time as possible to make them force up a shot with a few seconds remaining on the clock.
Now Horger will have it, top of the key to Plage. Swings it around the top. And Madola will drive inside, gets good position, but is trapped by Dorn and Volpe, and we're going to get a 3 seconds. Great defense, great trap, great communication by both Dorn and Volpe to force that turnover on what seemed like an open layup opportunity. Quickly snuffed out.
The baseline is the most dangerous place when it comes to a basketball court. It can act as another defender in a sense, and that's what happened when you get someone trapped down low, they get called in the paint for 3.
Now the Bombers will look to get going offensively. That pass isn't going to do it as it's deflected off the plage, out underneath. Bombers will retain possession. Just 3.5 minutes into the second half of basketball. Bombers trailing by 9. You're listening to WICB. Max Adams alongside Kyle DeSantis and Cam Manna. The Liberty League Championships. The Bombers are looking to get their illustrious 4th straight conference title, but not if anything, if the Thoroughbreds have anything to say about it, as Polche will pull up mid-range, no good, front iron. We're going to have a jump ball, though, underneath. It'll stay Thoroughbreds basketball, though.
Yeah, if you're Ithaca, again with those rebounds, you're going to have to try to force something. If you have to force some jump balls, you're going to need it. You're going to need those possessions, and you want to get some more shots up. Again, they've been getting their looks. It's a matter of making them that's been the problem today.
That it has. Both teams not shooting a great percentage from the field, not converting on the offensive end. But an exciting game of basketball we have in Ben Light this afternoon as McCarney is getting that right hand, and she takes the mid-range jumper off the front iron, rebound by Dorn. Ithaca's looking to run. Cross-court pass to Cara Volpe. She slows it down. Finds Nat Smith at the top of the key. The in and out Hezzy crossover, and she will draw the foul on Horger.
Got to convert here at the line. Down by 9, nearly halfway through the third quarter. The clock's going to become your enemy quicker rather than later.
And Smith gets the Bombers' first points of this second half. Her 4th points of the day. Looking to make it 5 on the second end. And she will. So a 23-30 score, 5:53 left in this third quarter of play. Bombers trail. And McCarney for Skidmore will bring it down across the timeline. Guarded by Smith. A 4-in, 1-out formation on offense for the Thoroughbreds as Davidson will load up a 3. Front iron, rebound by Dorn. Ika Balsetta looking to run freshly into the ball game. She will kick it back out, though, to Coffey. Looking to generate something on offense. Not a lot of people moving to help her, though. Nat Smith will look to set something up. Swings it around to Ika Balsetta. Back to Smith. Shot clock winding down to 7. Almost got her pocket picked by Horger. Step back. No good by Smith. Rebound by Blanc.
Again, good defense by Skidmore, and rather...
Oh, a scrum inside. Ika Balsetta comes up with the loose ball. We're going to get a held ball, and Bombers get that possession.
I was going to say great defense by Skidmore, but Ika Balsetta there, able to force the change of possession as we head now into the media timeout.
Yeah, our first media timeout of the second half, and the second time that we're hearing from our third member of our broadcast team, Cam Manna. Cam?
Guys, going back to Skidmore's head coach, Jesse Turner, and what the Skidmore team has done of late. They've won 10 of their last 11, and Coach Turner said they did a lot of soul-searching the last couple of weeks to get to this point. But more than anything, what she has touched on is the strength of the Wolf is the pack, and the strength of the pack is the Wolf, talking about how no one on this team has more than 8 points per game. They play together. It's that next man up mentality, and that's what they've shown here tonight against the Bombers. It's that soul-searching. It's what they've done chemistry-wise to get to this point, and it really has shown so far, guys. Really unbelievable.
Thanks, Cam. And I would say, to say the least, this is a collective effort that we're seeing on the Thoroughbreds throughout the season and especially here this afternoon.
Yeah, again, as Cam said, not a single player when it comes to Skidmore. There's only one in Julia Blanc that averages a little over 8 points per game so far. With their 30 points, there hasn't been anyone that's scored more than 7, and that is Plage and Kate McCarney, who have been tied both at that total. So this is a team where anyone can get the ball and anyone can score, and when you have those kind of weapons, it's very dangerous for any team you play against.
Yeah, and despite that fact, the Thoroughbreds were able to finish the regular season above 20 wins and be second in the Liberty League. As the Bombers get a turnover off the inbound off of what was a stolen possession, a missed opportunity there, and McCarney will control the break. Guarded by Smith, switched on by Urio to Horger. Swings it around the top of the key. Dribble handoff to Plage. Coffee on her, drive inside, good defense by Coffee, comes cascading off the backboard, but followed by Blank.
You got to box out. You're down 9. If you're not boxing out on any shot that gets up in the air, you got to change that real quick.
Bombers just looking for anything offensively, shooting just a measly 23% in this ball game so far. Nat Smith will get the two-man game going with Urio behind the back. Nothing doing though. Urio inside, floater, got it. A strong move, a strong presence from Annabelle Urio, AB. McCarney will bring it back down to Plage. Swings it around the top of the key to Horger. Back to McCarney. Icabel-Sata on her. Switched on by Urio. Nothing doing. Pump fake inside. Plage. Long two is no good. Rebound by Dorn. Icabel-Sata has the ball. Kicks it to Coffee on the corner. And we're going to get an illegal screen on Annabelle Urio, going the other way in the Thoroughbreds direction.
Looking at Urio. Foul number 3.
Yep, her third, so that makes Albertelli with 3. That makes Dorn with 2, and now Urio with 3. So the Ithaca bigs inside in foul trouble late in the second half. We'll see how Dan Raymond manages that rotation throughout the rest of the game. Will certainly be a point of emphasis as Blanca inside is denied down low, and she fouls Nat Smith on the push. Case there where McCarney forces it into double coverage to their big Blanc, and there was really nothing going. Great interior defense by the point guard, Nat Smith. Gets the Bombers the possession, and Icabel-Sata will set up the offense. Icabel-Sata, left wing extended. Two-man game again with Urio. Nothing doing. Look inside to Albertelli, wide open, and she missed the bunny, but got the foul call. Seemed like an easy and one opportunity, all for naught, but Albertelli will shoot 2 at the line.
And again right now, 13 minutes left of basketball. If you're Ithaca, again, you've come back from games before, but it's going to have to accelerate, but you don't also want to go too quick and make some mistakes.
And Albertelli makes the first of 2. A 67% shooter on the season, 5 points on the day, 2 for 7 from the field, 2 rebounds, and 2 blocks for the Liberty League's third leading blocker, as she makes the second of 2, making it a 5-point ball game. 3 minutes left to go in this third quarter of action. And Carney will bring it across the timeline for the Thoroughbreds, guarded by Icabel-Sata, who picks her up right at half court. Nothing really doing for the Thoroughbreds as they're looking to run out the clock with 2:40 left in this third quarter. An interesting move. Late in the shot clock, down to 3. Puts it up on McCarney. Can't get the roll, but Plage on the follow. Cleanup crew on aisle 2. Icabel-Sata brings it back down. Looking for somebody inside. Cross-court pass to Volpe. Drive inside, a strong move, reverse layup is good. Just what the Bombers needed to respond. Couldn't afford any more empty possessions. A strong move by Kara Volpe, and she has 4. McCarney guarded by Coffee. Pass to Chambers. Back to, that's Horger inside, leaving McCarney wide open for 3, you bet. An answer for the Thoroughbreds, extending the lead back out to 8, but Icabel-Sata looking to run, overthrows the pass, and Thoroughbreds might have pure momentum in what is usually a very, very beneficial home crowd in Ben Light. 1:36 left to go in this third quarter of basketball. 29-37 is your score in favor of the Thoroughbreds. Coffee guarding McCarney. Chambers guarded by Aka Balsetta. Triple handoffs at the top of the key. Plage inside, blocked by Albertelli, but a foul. They're going to get Coffee on the inside body. She was first to her. Albertelli came to help. Luckily for Albertelli, she avoids her fourth. But either way, Plage shooting two at the line, with a chance to send this lead to double digits as she hits the front end.
Skidmore is a collective team, 11 for 13. The charity stripe. This will be the 14th there from Plage.
And the lead is extended to double digits, the largest lead of the afternoon, as Hannah Polche will re-enter the game for Coffee. Ika Balsetta will set up the offense. In a horns formation is the Bombers. Two bigs on the elbows. The rest followed surrounding the perimeter. As Polche has it top of the key, guarded by McCarney. To Ika Balsetta. Shot clock down to 8. Ika Balsetta's got to move, or it'll be Polche. Tray ball, no good, front iron. Albertelli can't corral the rebound, and Thoroughbreds will get possession.
Yeah, that play especially. You had Yorio down low. She was calling for the ball, but there were three Thoroughbreds, and Ika Balsetta didn't want to go there, had to force out to Polche for the three. Did not go down, shot clock violation.
Yeah, not a lot doing on the offensive end, either around the basket or on the perimeter this afternoon for the Bombers. Just 1-3 on 26% from the field. As Chambers will kick it to McCarney. Looking down low for Plage, and it's going the other way. Just 30 seconds left to go in this third quarter. Be interested to see if the Bombers try to get a quick shot up here or hold for the last shot of the quarter. It looks like they will hold for it. Ika Balsetta and Horger all alone top of the key. A 4-in, 1-out formation for the Bombers to close this third quarter of action. Yorio, top of the key, looking for something on the end. And at the end of 3, the Bombers find themselves in unfamiliar territory, trailing by 10 through 3 quarters of play in this Liberty League final.
Yeah, and that quarter there weren't that many good looks in favor of IC. But no, we do have the third member of our broadcast crew, and Cam Manna. We'll go down to him now. Cam?
Guys, thank you. From what I've heard on the sideline right now, back to Skidmore and head coach Jesse Turner once again. She loves what her group has been doing. She stayed very composed on the sideline, saying, look, we got 10 minutes left right now. Stay together and stay the course in what we've practiced all season long. And for the Bombers side as well, Coach Raymond still trying to keep that morale up right now, understanding this moment. And we go back to the last time that these two teams played. The Bombers were down by 4 going into the fourth, so we'll see if that comeback plays a factor here in the final 10 minutes.
Thank you, Cam. Again, the last time that Ithaca and Skidmore played in the regular season, Ithaca trailed by 4 going into the final 10 minutes. So right now they trail by 10, 39-29 in the Liberty League Championship. Again, Ithaca, the number 1 seed, hosting in Ben Light Gymnasium. Skidmore College coming over from Saratoga Springs, looking for their first Liberty League title since 2018. The Bombers will send out their starters. Smith, it's Polche, Dorn, Albertelli, and Volpe. Will be Skidmore basketball moving from left to right here. Again from Ben Light Gymnasium on 92 WICB Ithaca. Maddie Hastings will be passing out to Kate McCarney behind the midcourt line, left to right. McCarney now, middle of the court, past the Ithaca logo. Right wing now guarded by Natalie Smith. Down low to Julia Blanc on the first line. Left wing swinging over. It's Horger. Pass down low to Blanc. Left block. Too strong on the layup. Foul called underneath.
That's so late. Ball was already going the other direction. It was a foul. I'll give the referee credit for that, but you got to call it as she goes up, as the Bombers were already running the other way, but Blank will shoot 2.
The first time tonight that Julia Blanc heads to the charity stripe. She makes her first one. And now it's 40-29 in favor of the Thoroughbreds over Ithaca. 40-29 still after the second free throw from Blanc. Rims front, back in, out. Kara Volpe, right wing, 9:35 to go in the Liberty League Championship. Left wing, Napolche. Guarded by McCarney, now over and back. The give and go, too strong on the layup off the back left. Fight for the ball, it will stay with, or rather, will be switched in favor of the Thoroughbreds. The referee originally went to the left for IC, but back the other way for Skidmore, who has an 11-point lead with 9:20 left here in quarter number 4. Kate McCarney on the right wing after passing the midcourt line. Drives to the left, goes down on the right block to Blanc. Back on the left block, give and go layup, and McCarney is back on the board. Who now leads the team with 12 points as Kara Volpe's on the right wing. Down low, Albertelli layup of her own. That's a response.
Finally, a finish around the basket for the Bombers. A lot of empty possessions with shots around the basket, just unable to convert, as Dan Raymond said, to end the first half, and they're going to need a lot more of those to get this game back into reach.
42-31, 8:43 to go in quarter number 4 of the Liberty League Women's Basketball Championship. It's right wing Maddie Hastings for the Thoroughbreds. Now driving baseline Becca Horger, trying to go to the left corner for McCarney. After the tip, up and short. No rim touched whatsoever. Kara Volpe right to left. Cross-court pass left wing to Smith. Crossover to the right, left elbow. Passes over to Dorn, who is yet to get on the board tonight. There hasn't been a game all season for Emily Dorn where she hasn't scored for the Bombers that she's played in. Ball is swung around to the right wing, extended for Hannah Polche. Shot clock down to 7. Polche has to do something with it straight away. Tries to go over top, Albertelli down low. Shot clock at 2, over and under. Layup off the backboard and in.
Are we going to see a repeat, Kyle, of this last matchup where Lindsay Albertelli just completely takes over this game? Last 2 possessions certainly feels like it.
She now leads Ithaca with 8 points, 7:48 to go. Skidmore leads Ithaca in the Liberty League Championship 42-33. Kate McCarney after the botched pass to Julia Blanc. Right wing extended, Blanc looking for a screen rather, top of the key. She drives to the left, guarded by Dorn. She floats one up there and she swishes it.
Among the trees it gets to go over Dorn and Albertelli.
Polche pushing the offense right wing. Now further down the wing to Kara Volpe. Foul called underneath. Looks like that will be on Julia Blanc, and it will be her 3rd foul.
Just banging underneath, something that she's been doing all game, whether it was Dorn, Albertelli, or Iorio. She's matching the physicality, but just got a little too carried away there.
Kate McCarney and Emmy Plage come out for 2 starters in Amelia Medola, and Cassie Davidson. Left wing pass after underneath for Polche, and she sinks it. Ithaca trails by 9, 44-35, 7:14 to go in the Liberty League Championship. Medola, the point guard. Now Davidson, right elbow. Passes behind straight away to Horger. Down low to Blanc. Foul underneath. Looks like it will be called on Emily Dorn.
Same call that Blanc just got called against her on the other end. Dorn is the guilty party there. Same call, just banging underneath, getting too physical. Refs not letting them get away with it at this point in ballgame.
Dorn's in big foul launch. She has 4 now after that last one. 7:02 left in quarter number 4. Julia Blanc on the far wing. Now further left elbow. It's Amelia Medola driving to the right on Annabella Iorio. Pass baseline to Horger. Left mid-range shot by Cassie Davidson. Polche immediately sprinting her way down the court right to left. Tries to go for the layup. Off the contact, and she hits it off glass.
Hannah Polche, after a couple weeks really in a shooting slump, really coming alive this 4th quarter, and somebody's got to come alive for this Bomber offense, and it seems like Albertelli and Polche are up for the task.
Cassie Davidson left elbow in a 46-37 ball game. Skidmore over Ithaca with 6:22 to go in quarter number 4. Medola slowed down the offense. The shot clock goes to 8. Horger driving left elbow. Polche tips it away, dives for the ball, gets it. Albertelli now to Smith, right to left. Smith tries to drive left with her dominant hand, gets called for the foul, going up for the layup. She'll go to the line.
And for the first time in 3 quarters, Ben Light is awoken. Some life here from this crowd. They can sense the opportunity at hands for the Bombers, and a quick run can make this a one-possession ball game before you even bat an eye.
Natalie Smith at the line for her 3rd and 4th free throw attempt. She is now 3 for 3. Substitution for Skidmore. It's Madison Meyer already checking in for Becca Horger. There will be one more after the 2nd free throw, which is sunk. Will be Maddie Hastings coming out for Emmy Plage. Plage today has 11 points on 4 of 8 shooting. Skidmore leads by 7. 6:04 to go in the Liberty League Women's Basketball Championship. Medola, the point guard, brings up the basketball, hands off to Plage, now right wing. Another handoff, Meyer, top of the key, now swung to the left. It's Plage again, guarded by Polchik. Trying to use the long screen, dribbles to her right, now crosses back behind the elbow, tipped by Volpe, right to left, ball crosses back, kicked away. Yorio with the ball, tries to pass to Albertelli, has to keep it alive. Straight away, Polche fakes the 3. Left wing, Smith.
Big shot.
Off and rimming around. Fight for it down low on the left block. It will stay with the Bombers. .5:30 to go in quarter number 4. Ithaca trails by 7, 46-39. The Liberty League Women's Basketball Championship. The ref was checking on Albertelli, who was taking a little time. She was a bit shaken up. She stands at the top of the key. Smith passes out underneath on the left side and goes for Volpe. About 12 feet out. Goes for the layup through the contact. Foul called underneath. It's going to be the graduate guard from Freehold, New Jersey, heading to the line.
Again, free throws not her strong suit. 51% going into this game. 0 for 2 on the day, but the biggest pair of free throws for the Bombers at this point in the game.
Ithaca again trails by 7, 46-39. 5:27 to go in the game. And Volpe sinks the first one. The lead is cut to 6. 46-40. Skidmore still leads Ithaca. Skidmore, the number 2 seed in the tournament. Rimming around. Rebounded Davidson left to right. It will be Madison Meyer bringing the ball up for Skidmore, using the Medola screen. Now straight away, top of the key. Doesn't know what's going to happen after Ithaca defenders are swarming all possible options. She gets the ball back from Plage after a handoff. Looking to work with something on the offense, resetting. Drives left elbow. Shot clock is at 8. Davidson driving on Hannah Polche. No one down low. Late call from the referee. More free throws. We'll get Cameron Coffey. As Ika Balsetta will check in for Ithaca, as will Andy Levitz for Skidmore.
Kyle, I'm watching by the Bomber bench right now. Albertelli seems to be trying to walk off a leg injury or an ankle injury of some sort, maybe caught a knee being physical underneath, but she's been walking around. She has not sat down since she got to the sideline, and that could be huge as we reach the latter half of this game.
Getting checked out now at the table behind the Ithaca bench. Davidson missed her first free throw. She doesn't make the second one as well, but Blanc gets the board. And it's going to be a travel as Blanc tried to hand it off to Emmy Plage. Bomber basketball.
Chaos is ensuing, Kyle. March is on Wednesday, but it feels like March already. It feels like Wednesday already as this crowd is getting a little more into it and crazier things have happened.
Timeout on the floor. Let's set the scene with 5 minutes left to go in the Liberty League Women's Basketball Championship between Ithaca and Skidmore. Skidmore leads Ithaca by a score of 46-40. Ithaca has not led since 4 minutes and 19 seconds in the first quarter when they were up by 1, 6-5. Skidmore's largest lead was just at the beginning of the fourth quarter. They led by as much as 13. As of right now, Ithaca has cut it in half, and we look at the 5 that will be going back out for Dan Raymond's squad. Annabella Yorio, Natalie Smith, Zoraida Ika Balsetta, Cameron Coffey, and Kara Volpe.
Yeah, a relatively small lineup compared to what Dan Raymond usually puts on the floor. Usually the trio of Yorio, Dorn, and Albertelli are on the floor at all times. And an interesting decision, especially given the fact that you just gave up an offensive rebound on a free throw to Julia Blank, who's been a menace on the boards all night long against the Bombers for the Thoroughbreds. And it'll be interesting to see how long that lineup gets to stay out there.
Well, Doran does have 4 fouls. Another thing to keep in mind, Max. Prior to the timeout, Ithaca was on a 5-0 run. The last minute and 51 seconds, there has to be a point guard that has to go up for Ika Balsetta, who has to take it. It will be Natalie Smith who takes it from right to left, rather back to Ika Balsetta, past the midcourt stripe, 4:56 to go. Yorio right elbow after the feed from Ika Balsetta. Now another handoff back, right wing. Left-handed dribble, crosses back over to the left after going to the right, fakes one, goes up, a little off the left, rebound by Yorio, foul called underneath the basket. We'll get Julia Blanc, it seems. Ithaca will pass out underneath.
That's her 4th. That could be huge as we reach the 5-minute mark in this game in the 4th quarter.
Right wing, Cam Coffey off the pass. Too strong. Left to right, Madison Meyer will slow down the offense after potentially having a fast break down the court. Guarded by Smith, right perimeter. Davidson top of the key, now Emmy Plage brings up and she will be the screen. Straight away, shot clock to 10 with 4:18 to go, driving on Smith and oh my goodness. Layup through the contact, Skidmore by 8, 48-40. Natalie Smith left wing. Now top of the key, drives back to the left with her dominant hand. Almost travels and has to pass the Coffee over top. Tried to go down low to Annabella Iorio, and it will be Ithaca basketball as Meyer touched it. I think she actually thought that the out of bounds was called. And we see some substitutions coming in for Skidmore. Cassie Davidson, Maddie Hastings among them. Zoraida Ika Balsetta will pass out underneath. Ithaca trails by 8, 48-40. 3:57 to go in the Liberty League Championship. Underneath the Volpe. Why not with the left-handed layup?
That's the 3rd time that they've gotten a super easy look off an out-of-bounds play underneath. And we're back at 6. And the biggest defensive possessions coming up right here for the Bombers.
Ithaca caught the Thoroughbreds sleeping. They trail by 6, 48-42. McCarney now swings left wing to Hastings. Further down, it's Emmy Plage guarded by Coffey now, who dribbles with her right. Shot clock down to 7. McCarney has to work with the screen to the left. Now 4, now 3 driving on Coffey. Tries to go up for the layup. Double dribble.
We got a jump.
We got a jump, rather.
The shot clock does not reset in a jump ball if the possession stays where it is.
Yeah.
And so we're going to have a 1-second shot clock for the Thoroughbreds. It does not matter on a jump ball if the play is dead or not.
Yeah, Skidmore head coach Jessica Turner was talking with one of the referees as soon as the whistle was called for the jump. There's now a discussion near the right mid-range area. 1 on the shot clock, 3:25 to go.
Yeah, if possession stays, clock shouldn't move.
Key McCarney underneath. They got to find something. Tries to go down low, and it's a violation. Even if Chambers got the clock, even if Chambers got the shot off, it would have been swatted away by Annabella Iorio. Ithaca trails by 6, 3:23 to go. Andy Levitz comes out for Becca Horger on Skidmore's side. 3:23 left. Right to left the Bombers go. Will be the first year in Zoraida Ika Balsetta bringing the ball up past the midcourt stripe. Right wing, Kara Volpe. Tries to drive on Maddie Hastings through the contact, puts it up and it rims out, but will be a block foul called. Free throw line for the graduate guard and Kara Volpe.
Now, if you're Coach Jessica Turner here, how long do you wait to get Blanc back in the game?
I think it depends on free throws, because that's exactly what this game very well could come down to, as Volpe sinks her first of 2 attempts. She now has 10 points, tied for the team lead with Lindsay Albertelli. Couldn't hear a pin drop in Ben Light Gymnasium as Volpe takes over with 11 to now lead the Bombers as they trail by 4 with 3:08 to go. Timeout called by Skidmore as Jessica Turner will want to talk things over.
Oh, and Ben Light's alive, Kyle. It's alive.
Alive indeed. as Thunderstruck plays over the PA. Lindsay Albertelli will come back in. As we see the 5, it will be,
as will Blanc.
Will be Polche, Yorio, Smith, Volpe, and Albertelli. The starting 5 for IC down the stretch as they trail by 4 in the Liberty League Women's Basketball Championship. There's 3 minutes and 7 seconds to go here in Ben Light Gymnasium. You're listening right here on 92 WICB, and again, the tension here is palpable, Max.
Indeed it is. You could cut the tension in here with a knife, but I'm loving every second of it. Like I said, March 1st isn't until Wednesday, but man, doesn't it feel like it's Wednesday already? The crowd, the angst, the atmosphere, the play, all of it has been, directly correlated to if the Bombers are able to get a defensive stop here, partner, we're going to have to hold on to our hats.
Hold on to the hats indeed. Again, it is a 4-point game. Both teams are in the bonus, so that could also come into play. Limited timeouts available as well, as it is Kate McCarney with the ball for Skidmore. Hands off left wing, Emmy Plage. Off the Blanc screen. Now top of the key, left wing, McCarney. Tries to go down low to McCarney. Tipped away by Albertelli. And Polche went for the ball. Ithaca has possession. McCarney was a little confused by it, but the Bombers have the ball.
It just got interesting.
McCarney immediately comes out for Amelia Mazzola.
Little offense-defense sub, looks like, for Coach Jessica Turner.
Could also be to calm her down after the confrontation. 2:47 to go. Ithaca trails by 4:48 to 44. Kara Volpe, top of the key, tried to go for Albertelli, now goes right wing Polche. Straight away over top, Polche down low. Smith pass to Albertelli. Ithaca trails by 2. 2:31 to go, 48 to 46 in favor of the Skidmore Thoroughbreds. Amelia Madola trying to call out a play, hands off left wing. Now to the right, it's Horger, tipped almost by Hastings. Smith playing defense all the way out on the perimeter. Ball is lost, shot clock down to 10. Madola has to work with something, tried for the screen, goes for the drive with the layup off the glass. 50-46 in favor of Skidmore. 2:02 left. Yorio down low on the right block on Julia Blanc. Lefty layup. Gets her own rebound. Loses possession. Keeps it one more. Tries to pass to Hannah Polche. Too strong, out of bounds. Costly. That's all I can say.
And she had Lindsay Albertelli wide open. You could have reset the shot clock, reset the offense, and she just didn't see her. She panicked inside after missing that initial shot, and now the Bombers need another stop.
1:45 to go in quarter number 4. Ithaca trails by 4, 50 to 46 in the Liberty League Women's Basketball Championship. The Bombers looking for their 4th straight title. Down low to Hastings wide open. Doesn't get the layup to go. Rebound there by Plage. Down low on the right block. Puts up another layup. It's off the front rim. Rebound by Maddie Hastings. Right wing, Amelia Madola guarded at the line by Annabella Yorio. 9 on the shot clock. A few crossover dribbles, and she picks it up. 5, 4. Timeout called by Skidmore.
Timeout Skidmore for 30 seconds.
Now, I have a guess what Coach Turner is going to draw up here, Kyle. Are you on the same page as me?
What are you thinking?
I mean, did you see who just checked into the game? That would be one Andy Levitz. Andy Levitz hit a couple garbage time threes to make the margin a little respectable at the end of the Bombers' last matchup. The best three-point shooter, one of the best in all of the Liberty League, certainly the best on this team. And with 4 seconds, not a lot of dribble opportunity, just a catch and shoot, I guarantee that this is an Andy Levitz three-point.
Andy Levitz has had 222 field goal attempts. More than 3/4 of them, 170 to be exact, have come from behind the arc.
That's Duncan Robinson-esque.
She makes a little over 2 per game and attempts nearly 7, which leads the Thoroughbreds in both categories. Possession arrow in favor of the Thoroughbreds. They lead by 4, 50 to 46. A minute and 12 seconds left in the Liberty League Women's Basketball Championship.
Oh, the play is going to be broken because they didn't think that they were going to get the ball that far underneath the baseline.
Plage tipped by Yorio. It's stolen. Hannah Polche with the basketball from right to left. Ithaca passing the midcourt stripe. It's Polche. Kara Volpe further down the wing.
Need a
Natalie
bucket
Smith.
here.
58 seconds on the clock. Timeout called by Dan Raymond.
Timeout, Ithaca for 30 seconds.
The biggest timeout of the season comes with 56.6 seconds on the scoreboard. Ithaca trails by 4. Zoraida Ikabalseta and Emily Dorn will be checking back in.
Looks like a little offense-defense sub for Dan Raymond, and a need to have it, bucket possession here for the Bombers, and this is where coaching is really made. We saw this happen in the men's game on Friday, where the Bombers had 2 opportunities at the end of the game to draw something up, to get the game within reach, and even tie it, send it into overtime, and they were not able to draw up a successful play. Here, the girls will have an opportunity in their own right to reset the script.
Nothing was going to be easy today for either team. 50-46, Skidmore leads Ithaca. Hannah Polche passes out left side near the Ithaca bench. Almost too strong, but it will be Lindsay Albertelli now back to Polche, the junior guard. Shot clock is down to 10. Ikabalseta tips the ball away, and she keeps it. Now down to 6. Has to drive on Julia Blanc. Underneath on the line, she stepped on the baseline. Skidmore ball.
Now where do you go from here?
Well, Cameron Coffey is going to check in, as well as Cara Volpe. Emily Dorn and Zoraida Ikabalseta, the substitutions who just came in, are back out. Kate McCarney also enters the game for Amelia Madola. And rather, that was actually Becca Horger, number 10. Madola has the ball right now with 40 seconds left to right. The Thoroughbreds have a 4-point lead with 36 seconds left before they can call themselves Liberty League champions. McCarney right wing, guarded by Volpe. Now Polche straight away. They can hold the ball with 12 seconds more on the shot clock. It goes down to 10. Madola driving on Hannah Polche. Ball tipped out of bounds, off of Madola, and going back with Ithaca.
Another timeout.
Another timeout. 20 seconds.
Now, Kyle, you don't necessarily need a 3 here, but man, would you like one? I mean, in a one-on-one, in a one-on-one scenario where just one miss can make it just a 2-point ball game with a chance to tie or win, 3 would be nice, but you also have to ensure points. You got to get the best possible lineup on the floor, the best possible look, and whether that's outside or inside, can't come away empty of this possession.
Can't come away empty, as the Ithaca Bombers need. They trail by 4, 50-46 in the Liberty League Women's Basketball Championship to the Skidmore College Thoroughbreds. There's 20 seconds on the clock. The final huddle. Jim Mullins, Dan Raymond. You have Mazzella and Beers, the other 2 assistant coaches on the squad. Skidmore now also, they're 5, having a talk near midcourt. Coffey, Dorn, Volpe, Albertelli, and Natalie Smith, the 5 for the Bombers with 20 seconds left. It'll be Polche bringing it out again from just in front of the Ithaca bench on the left side. Rather, Volpe was not coming in. It is Coffey, left wing 3.
Oh! Wouldn't you like a 3, Kyle? Wouldn't you like it? Are you kidding me?
50-49 in favor of Skidmore, who called a 30-second timeout after Cameron Coffey swishes it from the left wing.
I mean, could you ask for anything more? What a play design by Dan Raymond and Mary Mazzella. What execution by Cameron Coffey and partner. Are we holding on to our hats yet?
I don't know, but for Cameron Coffey, that might just be the biggest shot of her career up until this point. That is her first three-pointer she's made today. Had missed her first 3.
Big-time players make big-time plays in big-time games.
Ithaca is on a 9-2 run in the last 3 minutes and 55 seconds. They trail by 1 in the Liberty League Women's Basketball Championship with 16 seconds on the clock. Smith, Coffey, Polche, Yorio, and Albertelli, the 5 for IC. And it will be Kate McCarney taking the ball out. Rather, she gets sent back for Madola, who will be credited with passing out with 16 seconds remaining on the clock. Just in front of the right Skidmore bench. Down low to Blanc.
You got a foul.
Guarded by
You got a
Uriel.
foul.
13 on the clock. She is pressured in the corner. It will be Cameron Coffey who gets called with the foul. Remember, free throws are in order as both teams are in the bonus.
1-1 though, miss on the front end. Means that the thoroughbreds come away empty unless an offensive rebound has occurred.
Madison Meyer checking in. Joining her is Becca Horger. Julia Blanc, who leads Skidmore in both points and rebounds per game, is at the charity stripe. Misses the first one. She's now 1 for 3 on the day from the free throw line.
They got to deal with the Bomber faithful right underneath the basket too. Good luck.
She makes the second. Timeout called. It is a 2-point game now. Skidmore leads 51 to 49. There's 12.7 seconds to work with.
Everyone's just got to take a collective breath. Just let it air leak out. Because, man, is this an anxious moment in this ball game. And we've seen this movie before. If you remember Grace Cannon's famous buzzer beater from just 2 or 3 years ago to secure that Liberty League Conference Championship, could we see it again? A new legacy, maybe? Unwrapped today?
I don't know, but I like how you mentioned breathing because that is what Dan Raymond said his team needed to do coming out of the first half. This team needs to breathe, they need to slow down, and they have to play Ithaca College basketball. 12.7 seconds to go in the Liberty League Women's Basketball Championship. Skidmore leads 51 to 49 over Ithaca College. If Skidmore holds on, it would be their first Liberty League title since 2018. Ithaca is looking for their 4th straight. Plays drawn up, was looking for Volpe, but it is Ika Balsetta, 10 on the clock. Right elbow, driving on Blanc. Fight for it, Hastings, foul. It will be Coffey after the ball played some pinball action. 4.2 seconds left. The layup was missed on the right block. Maddie Hastings to the line. If you look at someone, and really anyone you could send to the line for Skidmore, first choice could be Maddie Hastings. She shot under 40% from the line this season as Lindsay Albertelli checks back in for IC for Cameron Coffey, who has 4 fouls now.
Now I gotta ask, why is one of your best shot creators and Nat Smith still on the bench here? You need offense at this point in the game. What a roll.
First one, back iron, front rim, and down. Skidmore leads by 3, 52-49. 53-49, she sinks both of them. Timeout called, 4.2 seconds again. Maddie Hastings might have just shot the biggest free throws of her collegiate career up until this point.
Yeah, percentages don't mean anything. Numbers are just numbers, Kyle. Ice in the veins of Maddie Hastings, and she may have just secured that illustrious Liberty League Conference Championship that may be leaving Ben Light for the first time in 4 years.
Hastings is still in the game. She did get some hugs from her teammates. For Ithaca will be Smith, Thorne, Ika Balsetta, Albertelli, and Hannah Polche, the 5. 53-49, Skidmore leads Ithaca, the number 2 seed, currently over the number 1 in the Liberty League Women's Basketball Championship here in Ben Light Gymnasium. 4.2 seconds remaining on the clock. Ithaca trails by 4. Ika Balsetta passing out. Left to Yorio. She pulls a 3-ball, and she hits! 1.1 second left. Pass out and timeout taken by Skidmore. They're trying to see about when it was taken. It is 53-52. So the timeout will go to Skidmore, 53-52. Emily Thorne just made her first 3 of the year.
I was just about to say, I believe that would be the first one, and what a time for it. Now if they could have just bought a miss from Maddie Hastings, that's where you would have liked it. And now we would have had all of a sudden we would have had a tie ball game with 1.1 left. Now the Bombers got a foul almost immediately as the ball is inbounded to even get a heave at the buzzer.
1.1 seconds left. 53 to 52. A game that's gone down in the wire between Ithaca and Skidmore. Skidmore leads over the Bombers here in Ben Light Gymnasium in the Liberty League Women's Basketball Championships. Ithaca is trying to go for their 4th straight Liberty League title. Skidmore, they're looking for their first in 5 years. Look at the 5 for IC. Smith, Polche, Dorn, Albertelli, and Zoraida Ikabalseta playing the most crucial seconds in her rookie season here with the Bombers. Maddie Hastings, who made the 2 free throws to put Skidmore up by as much as 4, will be passing out against Emily Dorn. 1.1 seconds still on the clock. Hastings in front of the Skidmore bench on the left side with the stack formation in front of the perimeter. Double checking with the stack as Ikabalseta rather had to step in. Passes over to McCarney, fouled by Zoraida Ikabalseta. 0.5 seconds left. Free throws are in order for the senior guard from Wading River, New York. Madison Meyer and Becca Horger will check in, as will Annie Plage. Plage will be checking in for the shooter McCarney after she gets her 2 shots.
No timeouts for either team, so either way these free throws fall, this is going to be it.
First one rims out. Had the front.
Now a made, do you think about missing it here?
I don't know. 0.5 seconds left. Kate McCarney dribbling with both hands. She makes the second. Emmy Plage will check in for McCarney. 0.5 seconds left for IC. The Thoroughbreds are pressing.
An answered prayer would win the game here for the Bombers.
Skidmore leads by 2. And for the first time in 5 years, Skidmore College are the Liberty League Women's Basketball Champions. Wow. The mass of humanity at midcourt as the Thoroughbreds have scaled the South Hill and now stand alone on the throne atop the Liberty League. The Thoroughbred teammates celebrating as we now go through the handshake line. The final score, 54-52, Skidmore in favor of Ithaca. Ithaca swept the regular season series between these 2 teams, but for the Thoroughbreds, it was 3rd time's the charm.
As we know, as we mentioned earlier in this ball game, man, it's hard to beat a team 3 times. And I think all over the scouting report this week was Ithaca is going to make their mark inside, and you got to force them out. Julia Blanc was a big factor in that today. Cassidy Davidson was a big factor in that. Contributing factors were able to get this championship done for the Thoroughbreds. What a win. What a wire-to-wire, gritty performance. And I mean, what can you say? Everyone in this gym is stunned. Nobody expected the Thoroughbreds to even be in this conversation when the preseason rankings were unleashed in November. And now here we are at the end of February, and Thoroughbreds are holding up the title, and that plaque and those shirts are leaving Ben Light for the first time in 4 years.
Head coach Jessica Turner overcome with emotion. This is her 5th season with the Thoroughbreds. Started coaching in 2019. And she has brought a Liberty League championship back to Saratoga Springs, where again, Skidmore regains it for the first time since 2018. Skidmore gets the automatic bid into the NCAA tournament. Ithaca will look to potentially hear their names at an at-large bid, as the team once more all huddling in front of their bench on the right side, saying, "We're champions." The Skidmore faithful who took the drive now clapping as head coach Jessica Turner comes up to celebrate with some of the fans. The Thoroughbred teammates all hugging themselves. You see assistant coach Dariah Duncan as well getting into it with Maddie Hastings. Unbelievable here from Ben Light Gymnasium. The scenes were just 364 days ago, Ithaca had won their third straight Liberty League title, taking down the St. Lawrence University Saints.
What a difference a year can make. Bombers should have no problem, though, getting that at-large bid. The #1 regional ranking will help a lot with that. Now it's just a matter of where they fall, and we would have known that they would have been hosting had they won this game. We would have known what the stage was after, but we have the championship ceremony out at center court.
The championship ceremony at center court. We're going to have the Outstanding Performer Award of the tournament. The Bombers are recognized for their season. They finish off a regular season in the playoffs at 23-4.
From Skidmore College, number 3, Kate McCarney.
And Kate McCarney is the most outstanding performer. Shakes the hand at midcourt.
Leading scorer this afternoon, 15 points, of 5 and 11 from the field, 2 of 5 from 3, 3 of 4 from the line, as well as 2 assists.
One thing to keep in mind, she was doing this off the bench.
As she was.
28 points, or rather.
Will the team captains for Skidmore please come forward and accept the Liberty League Championship trophy? Congratulations to the Thoroughbreds.
The Thoroughbreds and head coach Jessica Turner are handed the trophy. It is Kate McCarney as well with Jessica Turner for photo opportunities to the right of the Ithaca logo. Rather back right of the Ithaca A woo of appraisal from Kate McCarney as the plaque is being mobbed near the right wing. The Ithaca Bombers, their future as of now up in the air, head to the locker room. The Skidmore College Thoroughbreds head to midcourt to get their Liberty League Championship apparel. A high five from Cassie Davidson to head coach Jessica Turner, who again has been through so much. This was a team last year that was 14-10. And with how much difference a year can make, they have their franchise single season record now with wins in a season at 22, and they win the Liberty League Championship.
Yeah, and it was said throughout the year that it was Ithaca's conference to lose, and that the competition was very few and far between. But the competition that they faced in this conference all year long is wearing the ceremonious shirts and holding up the plaque at the end of this one. The Thoroughbreds have given the Bombers problems all year long, just couldn't squeak out victories, and today they were able to do it on its biggest stage.
The number 2 Thoroughbreds take down the number 1 Bombers. They are now all putting their pointer fingers up with the ones because they have won the Liberty League. After some photos from some of the parents that traveled for Skidmore, some additional clapping now. Teammates ecstatic for what they've accomplished this season. And as the Ben Light Gymnasium has virtually emptied, the Skidmore players are now hugging their parents who took the travel. We go down now to Cam Manna with Jessica Turner.
Guys, thank you. Down on the floor with head coach of Skidmore, Jessie Turner. And coach, an unbelievable season. The smile for you and the emotions after the game really say it all. Can you describe those emotions right now and what you're feeling, how amazing this is for your group?
This is an amazing accomplishment for this group. They've worked tirelessly, I would say from July to now, just working hard, and this was their goal. This was their goal in July, and it's really cool to see a tangible result. Really proud of this group, and we did it as a team. You know, we don't have a star player, we don't have an All-American. We have a bunch of kids that step up in different moments, and that's what we saw today.
When you go back to those moments in July and those countless hours that you guys worked on, has that sunk into you right now that you guys are now getting ready to dance?
It hasn't quite hit me yet. It hasn't quite hit me yet. It's surreal. I know it will probably in the next hour or two on this long ride home. But I just know that it's all worth it, and just seeing the smiles on their faces, and my daughter, sorry, and just seeing their hard work pays off means